What's going on, good people? It's Kyron here.
Rachel's here. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Culture Garden Podcast.
Ray P. I can't tell you how happy I am and ecstatic I am to see you. I just told you that before when we were talking. See you, talk to you the whole nine. We did our pre-talk that we always do, just kind of catching up and whatnot. But I know you haven't been on in an episode or so, or we haven't been around really. So really, you only missed one episode. We just haven't really been releasing summer hours. We told y'all.
For
But
sure.
before we even get into all that, there's no other way to start this podcast, and there will be spoilers, explicit content. Just want to get that out the way now. There's no other way to start this podcast than to acknowledge the passing of a um, a genuine legend, like a legit superhero in Black America. And I don't know if it, I knew it, but I don't know how much I knew how much Malcolm-Jamal Warner meant until his the tragic news of his passing.
Mhm.
And it was such a unanimous collective gasp from the community,
For
from
sure.
the culture. And then you really start replaying all these moments and how you grew up with someone.
Literally.
I knew him before I knew some of my friends. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's just one of those things. And I know you're synonymous. If you don't know, Rachel's synonymous with me for the Cosby Show. Like I don't know anybody who loves the Cosby Show more than Rachel. Like I'm facts. That's just what it is. And unfortunately, I broke the news in a sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm in social media. You just feel like everybody gets the alert at the same time. Um, Knowing how much the Cosby Show means to you, knowing how much Malcolm-Jamal Warner means to you. Obviously, I don't want to ask you how you took the news because I know the answer to that. But what were your thoughts when it came across?
I was really taken aback, of course, but for you guys who don't know, I watch the Cosby Show almost every day. If I'm not
Mm-hmm.
traveling, hello, I am in a hotel if you're watching. But if I'm home, I watch the Cosby Show every day on TV One. It is my comfort show. It makes me feel good. Um, I have, to your point, grown up with these characters, and at 38 years old, I've literally with people I've been around my entire life.
Yeah.
But I was devastated. I was really, really, really sad and taken aback. He passed via an accidental drowning, and I thought people were being insensitive, talking about with their, make sure you can swim posts, but he was out in the ocean, and there were two things to be fully transparent. Many of you, most of you don't know, I am an avid swimmer. I can swim my ass off. And I was so, I don't want to say convicted because I believe he went out for like an early morning solo swim.
Mm-hmm.
That is some shit I do all the time on vacation. And I was just recanting a story to some of my family about the last time I went snorkeling in Antigua, thinking that I'm fucking Sha'Carri Richardson of the water. I can't think of no swimmers off the top of my
Michael,
head.
yeah. Who said Michael Phelps?
Well, it's a black girl who was in the
I'm about to
Olympics.
say I can't think of no black swimmer. All right, I got you.
But her, thinking of her, and I was out there fighting for my life. I'm out there, no fins, no life jacket, just relying on 30 plus years of swimming and body remembrance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Muscle memory.
yeah,
I was out there fighting for my damn life out there in them damn in the current, in the coral.
yeah.
And it's not funny, but I just had a wow. It literally could have been another way. Like I could very easily have had something similar happen, face the same face. So I'm grateful, but also just really mindful of how much Malcolm Jamal Warner was a giant. He's so much more than Theo,
Uh-huh.
but he's Theo,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So prayers to his wife, and I know he has a daughter. I'm not sure if he had other children as well, but just prayers to his family and close friends and to the industry because they really did lose a giant. Watch the Cosby Show. Wow, watch I'm gonna say Malcolm in the Middle. Um,
Oh, Malcolm and Eddie.
Malcolm and Eddie. Watch The Resident. You know, if you got BET Plus, see if you can find read between the lines. Like
Mhm.
he's such a gift. Stream or YouTube because you probably can't stream it. Deaf Poetry Jam when he was up there spitting. You know, like
Yeah. Grammy Award winner.
Grammy Award winner. He just does so many things. You know, I'm a voice person.
Yeah.
Voice.
Yeah.
But rest in peace and power and love and light to Malcolm-Jamal Warner.
Yeah. Not too much to say after that because that was extremely well said. He was just the you don't like him guy.
Yeah.
And I say that with the whole sense of there's certain people where if somebody doesn't like them, you look at them weird.
Yeah.
How do you not like him?
For
You know
sure.
what I mean? And Malcolm-Jamal Warner was just that person. And when you see the outpour of love and posts from his colleagues and people who knew him, it feels like a family member passed because that's what that show meant to us, especially in that time. And seeing a black teenager portrayed in that light, even knowing his struggle with the character, just kind of the things you have to go through at 15, 16 when you're in the spotlight like that. Just a phenomenal talent. And he feels like I always felt if I met him, he would be a kind soul. And there's
For
just certain
sure.
people that stand out to you like that. And based off what I'm seeing from people who knew him, that was the case. And it's a gut punch. And it's just
Yeah.
one of those out of nowhere. And I don't want this to come off the wrong way. Because life is precious. But one of those when you hear it, you don't know how much you're about to be impacted by it. Like you don't expect to be impacted by certain news. Because some people I'm gonna go there. Either way. Rest in peace to Malcolm-Jamal Warner.
For sure.
Condolences, prayers to his family, to his loved ones, to the ones who really knew him, and the ones who are immediately affected. I really hope that he got those flowers in real life because it's been beautiful seeing people speak on him in the light that they have. And I hope he really got to receive all those flowers. And I'm glad he was in a good space and didn't suffer from the child actor curse. And he was just a genuinely good dude, like somebody who would want to just sit down and have a drink with and just talk. So rest in peace to him. And that was a big one. And that's going to sting for a little bit. And I don't know. But we're here, Rachel. We're here. So as y'all know, last episode we did shout out to school.
Hey, school.
We did the DVD collection, just kind of ripping off Criterion's closet picks. I had a good time talking about movies, and I got into space where, and Rachel and myself talked about this, just kind of jazzing things up a little bit. We have done 100-something movies in a row, and those are the same format and conversations. And with going to the movies a lot this year, to actual theater, I've realized how much I just miss watching new movies.
Yeah.
Just miss experiencing new stories and storytellers and cinematography and actors and the whole nine. And throughout this half of this year, like I said, I've been 30 times or so. I realized I want to do more of that. There's a lot of movies I still haven't seen. And not too long ago, New York Times have they released a list of the best movies of the 21st century, 100 of them. And I'm always captivated by a list. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to watch all 100 of these movies, starting at 100, working my way to 1. And then I decided, you know what? It might not be a bad idea to talk about these on the podcast. The plan is for the next few weeks, having these episodes, I'm watching 10 movies at a time, and I'll come in and discuss them. Not in full detail, really just a conversation with Rachel. I'm going to just, tell her about what some of these movies are, maybe give some suggestions of movies she might like. I'll tell you right now, none of the 10 that I watched are Rachel recommendations except for Black Panther. And I'm going to also Black Panther.
Wow. That's in the top 100?
Top 100, yeah. Only 2 superhero movies. And that's one of them. The next one is like number 28. Everybody probably knows what that is. But either way, I just kind of had general conversations about movies and finding out stuff I didn't know. There's a lot of classics that I haven't seen. and just really talking about my thoughts. So they won't be super long episodes, but I think this is pretty cool, at least to me, and I'm gonna nerd out. And so what we'll do is we'll do these episodes, and then the week after, Rachel will have a pick, and we'll discuss a movie, and then we'll alternate back to 90 to 81, and then we'll go on so on and so forth. And that gives me time to watch all these movies too. But we're gonna start with 100 through 91, Rachel. I'm gonna list the movies as well as their directors. There was also a reader's version of this, so readers actually wrote in and say what their list would be. I think I might breeze through that as well, just because it is interesting. Because there's no real criteria; it's just what are the best movies. And I'll tell you right now, before I even get into it, the lack of black filmmakers is disturbing. I'm not saying they're not on the list, but there's certain movies and certain people. Whenever I see a list, I think of it as a time capsule. And it's kind of a story of what happened over the past 25 years. So that's what this is. January 1st, 2000 until now. What were movies like in the past 25 years? To not have a Denzel film on this list.
Not one
Denzel film on this list is ridiculous. Now, I will say this is an artsy list. All right, so it's not the popular vote. So you're not going to see the Marvel movies, stuff that made a ton of money at the movies. Even a Top Gun Maverick, which I think could have been in this list because it's a really good movie. They're not putting stuff like that in here. They are going to put some stuff that we all know and love and whatever the case may be. It's a unique list compiled by 500 actors, filmmakers, and everything else. And they all just submitted these votes. But to not have one Denzel, to not have one Spike Lee film, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I know the horror movie fans, if you look at this list, there's not a representation, a real good representation. Horror films, y'all know I don't give a fuck about that. But for those who do, I can understand like a movie like Hereditary not being on this list, which a lot of people say is probably the best horror film of the past X amount of years, 25. Rachel, I know you probably have never heard of it. Good for you. Good for you. There were some animated films on this list, but I don't know how a Shrek or Toy Story 3 doesn't make the top 100 over some of these. So, yeah, there are a lot of omissions. Let's just put it like that. And we'll discuss it further as these weeks go along and break them down. I don't want to give the full stats now. We'll just kind of keep tally of it. So I'll keep a running tally of how many directors are here, how many movies they have on the list. I'll tell you right now, Nolan and Tarantino lead the nominations, or I guess the inserts. But also, speaking of black representation, Tarantino has 4 movies on this list. Not one of them's Django. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know who voted. And I'm not saying Django is the best movie ever. But I'm just saying, some of this stuff is a little bit fishy. So let's get into it, Rachel. I'm going to start at number 100, a film that everybody knows and loves. And I look at this list, I just want to say this. I look at 100 through 91 as it could have been in, it could have been out. I don't take these that seriously. And I'm not going to do the whole re-ranking thing because it is what it is. But 100 through 91, you easily could have found 10 other movies to put in these spots. But it was a solid list. So 100 is Superbad.
Okay.
Big Matola. Rachel, when's the last time you watched Superbad?
2008 at the Kappa House.
Okay. So let me just say this. I understand why it's on the list. I think it is the defining teen movie for that era. But I was telling this to school as well. Watching it now, and maybe it's just me, when Superbad came out, I was 2 years removed from graduating high school. Now I'm 2 years removed from turning 40. And I just don't relate. Even back then, I didn't relate to those characters. Like I wasn't that nigga in high school. I was that nigga in high school. But it was just one of those things where I love obviously the slapstick humor. I found myself loving the comedy that's over the top ridiculous. Right? Superbad wasn't that. It really told a story, and I'm sure there are a lot of people that relate to the Evan and Seth. And it's still a classic. I'm not taking that away. I just think there's other movies from that era, whether it be Wedding Crashers,
Love Wedding
whether
Crashers.
it be, I would have put that over Superbad at 100. I would have put Anchorman is on the list, so we'll get that at some point. I would have put Step Brothers maybe on that list over Superbad. I might have put Old School on this list over Superbad. So I get it. I don't want to argue his case because a lot of people would defend it. Cool, I get it, but it just wasn't. It didn't hit the same phone.
Yeah, I would assume so because it was stupid then, but you're young, so it was good.
You're young, so it's good. And I listen. I'm really stern about comedy should be an hour and a half, get in, get out.
Yeah.
We don't need 2-hour comedies because then you add other stuff into it, and it just is what it is. So, the readers list, just FYI, to keep track of that. The readers list who voted on this, their 100th movie was Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
So I can understand that. Back to the official list. Number 99, Rachel. It's a film called Memories of Murder by Bong Joon-ho. Came out in 2005. Yes, it's a Korean film. I will say one of the coolest things, and define cool however you want to, in this 10 that I watched, I think 3 of them were foreign films. It takes away like certain star power and you just really focus on the story. You're not distracted by this movie stars in this or this movie stars doing that. It's just more so the story. It's a murder mystery. It's a good movie, a really good movie. If you with subtitles, I would suggest you watch it. It's on Tubi right now. You have to watch the subtitles. Maybe there's not as much clarity as you would like in a murder mystery movie, but it's very well told and it's suspenseful and it keeps you on the edge of your seat to some degree. Very well shot, very well acted. Humorous, it's funny. Even though it's a foreign film, like you can laugh at it. It's not for everyone. If you don't like foreign films, then just don't even get into it. But if you do, it's definitely worth. I think it deserves to be in the top 100. I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So that's one. It's not a Rachel recommendation. I would not recommend you to watch this because you're gonna be 20 minutes in, and Rachel don't. Well, this is gonna sound bad. I don't want to say you don't do accents. I don't want to say you don't do accents, but
because I do. I'm a global citizen.
Yeah. But sometimes the subtitles and shit can be a little too much.
Yeah, but you know what? I say that because that is just, if you listen to our Black Reel, you know that is only one movie in particular that worked my nerves because it was hurting my ears and head.
I'm surprised that didn't make it.
Oh, I'm not. But we'll talk about, probably not immediately on We Got Y'all, but there is a show on HBO called My Brilliant Friend, and it is in Italian. And I watched all 4 seasons of that. Just read the subtitles, and it is phenomenal. And I don't really have time right now, but maybe within the next year or so, be doing a full rewatch of that entire series because it is phenomenal.
You want to talk about it?
It's a book.
You want to talk about it? Or you just watch it?
Let's take it offline.
Okay, all right, cool.
I don't want to commit to that.
And you know what? I stand corrected because I did know that. I did know that Rachel loves that show. So I do stand corrected. Rachel does subtitles. Just that one movie in particular. 98. And so it's a lot, man. That British accent, man, it can be a lot. Because there's a movie on here, number 91. I'll get to it. I had to put the subtitles on for that because I didn't know what the fuck they were saying. It's very strong. Number 98 on the list. It's a movie, but it's more like a documentary. It's called Grizzly Man. It's by Werner Herzog. Came out in 2005. So Rachel, let me tell you about this movie.
Tell me.
It's about a man who
is a grizzly.
No, he's not a grizzly. So his name is Timothy Treadwell. I want to make sure I give him some just due. His name is Timothy Treadwell. And every summer for 13 years, he would go out to the Alaskan wildlife and live with these grizzly bears. And when I say live with these grizzly bears, I don't mean like from a distance. Like he was in their space. Now he wasn't living with them like in their caves or whatever, but he was close enough and see them out in public. There were foxes, all types of stuff. And as you watch this film, here's the fascinating thing. everything that you see is shot from his camera.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened to him? He got eaten by a bear in 2003. Him and his girlfriend. They got mauled and eaten by a bear. There's a moment in this film, Rachel, because he filmed everything, but he did not film that. The cap was on it, but the audio was on. There's a moment where
It's just audio.
No, because that probably would have been too much. So you see the director talking to, you know how documentaries are. You usually talk to people and you have your setup and you get their insight. There was a woman who was probably the closest thing to a widow for him. And you see the director with headphones on listening to it and kind of see the look on his face. And it's so eerie. And you don't know what's being played, but you can only imagine. And he takes the headphones off and he looks at her. He's like, it's almost like going to the future and coming back and knowing what's about to happen. Like so earnestly telling her, like, please don't ever listen to this. Like, don't ever listen to this. Mm-hmm. And he said, matter of fact, you should get rid of this. It was her property, so he owed it to her.
Yeah.
But he's like, you should get rid of this because otherwise it's going to be like this haunting cloud in your space. Like, don't even be tempted to listen to this because it just lets you know how disturbing it was, what he heard. And then there's like a coroner who heard the tape as well. He kind of described what he heard, but out of respect, they did not play the audio. As you watch more of the film, he loved bears, wanted to protect bears. You realize there's some mental health stuff going on. You realize that there is some, I guess the last thing before he started going on these voyages, he had overdosed. So you realize there's probably some drugs in there. It's a lot of stuff, but it is fascinating about how do people find their calling? You know what I mean? Like, how do you find out when I know? Go ahead.
What?
Listen, I know. But what is this man was so into these bears and protecting these bears, but he was also out of his mind. And people who grew up in that culture and that society were like, listen, he thinks he's doing a good thing, but he's harming humanity because these bears aren't supposed to be inhabited. Inhabited? Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm smart. Either way. Yeah. It's fascinating, Rachel. It's just, it's not a Rachel wreck, but it is fascinating to watch if you're into that kind of stuff. You want an Animal Planet mixed with documentaries, watch that. It's on Tubi as well.
My Lord.
Yeah. But the way he was so passionate about these bears, Rachel, it's like, yo, how do you get to this point? Like that all you care about is being out here living with these bears. Like I said, I know he has some mental health stuff.
For sure.
For sure. Number 97. Alfonso Cuarón directed a film in 2013 called Gravity. Have you ever seen it, Rachel? Has Sandra Bullock and George Clooney.
Yes. It's fake.
Yes. Okay. Do you remember it?
Imagining him when he already was really dead. Yes.
That
Saw
moment,
in theaters.
First time watching it. We told y'all spoilers, so.
Sorry.
No, you don't got to pop. It came out 12 years ago. I can see if it came out last week. Mm-hmm. First time watching it, Rachel. Mm-hmm. Never seen it before until this watch. That part fucked me up.
It did. You know, Sandy B is one of my.
Yeah, that's girl. Yeah. And George Clooney.
Yeah.
That's my guy. Mm-hmm. So we see each other on that. So when that moment happened, I was like, oh shit, because I don't know the laws of space. I don't know if that's possible or not. They made it sound like it wasn't possible. But sure enough, I know I see this nigga on my screen right now. So I was, and then it was just like a twist. But coming in at 97, with this being my first watch, one thing I loved, hour and a half, clean.
Yeah.
I'm finding myself loving films that take place in one time frame.
Okay.
I talked about it briefly. I saw a movie called Warfare earlier this year. It just takes place during a 12-hour span. This film, Gravity, takes place during however many 16 hours, however long it is. Films like that are really fascinating to me, especially when I don't know about the subject matter. I don't know anything about space, NASA, the whole nine. All right, but knowing what they were there to do, the who, the what, when, where, why, and things goes bad, and how do you deal with this? And what other things in your life are you kind of holding on to? I thought it was very well shot. Mm-hmm. Like even for 2013, like the technology they have now, I think this looks better than a lot of the new shit. Very well acted.
For sure.
And you said what?
Two giants.
Two giants. And just a really cool story. Now, here's the one thing I will say. There's another big space movie that came out, Interstellar, that will be, it's on this list. But I am surprised that this made it over The Martian. The Martian had Matt Damon, really good movie. But I'm just surprised that they voted this over The Martian.
Martian's not on this list then.
It's not on this list at all.
Okay.
Not on this list at all. But if you're going through this genre, when I was looking through the list and I'm watching some of these movies, I'm thinking about similar films in the genre. And I'm like, oh, I'm surprised that over 500 people thought that this was better. And I'm not saying it's not. But The Martian was like more critically acclaimed, I guess, and more had more notoriety.
Okay.
But either way, I think Gravity deserved to be on here. I'm not mad at it. It was a good first watch. Something I would watch again. And very well acted. And that's my number one thing. If you acting your ass off, I don't care if it's you in a shack. See Malcolm and Marie. Two people in dialogue. Like, I'm in. Just give it to me. So that's number 97. Shout out to Alfonso Cuarón. We have number 96, Black Panther. I mentioned that. We did a whole episode on Black Panther.
Yeah.
2018, Ryan Coogler. Legend of all legends, Chadwick Boseman.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace. I don't know what else there is to say. I like. So I think everybody can guess if you're in the superhero movies. You know the other. I said there's two. The other one's Dark Knight.
I love Dark Knight.
Probably the best superhero film of all time. Not even probably. I think it is.
You take Dark Knight over Dark Knight Rises?
You know, it's funny that you say that because this conversation has come up 3 times in the past week, and I didn't know this was a conversation. I thought everybody knew or felt that Dark Knight was better. But Dark Knight Rises has gotten a lot of like steam.
Yeah.
Now, let me admit this. There was a point in time when Dark Knight Rises came out that I thought it was better than Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
I think the fact that it was the ending,
yeah,
the bow and everything helps push that. People have made the argument that, hey, nobody's denying Heath Ledger as the best performance, but the better movies, Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
It's been a fascinating thing that I've been thinking about. And I'm going to have to go back and watch them back to back and really see. But Dark Knight, and I think because of, I don't know how it was for you, I remember what that was like when that came out. I remember working at Lids at Franklin Park Mall. Shout out to my ace, Ralph. Ralph was working security at the mall.
He sure did.
Ralph pulled up on me off duty at work and said, hey, man, have you seen Dark Knight yet? I just left. I said, no, I haven't seen it. He said, we going tonight. He literally saw that movie twice in one day.
Oh, wow.
Like, oh, you got to go see this movie. It's that good. And it was just a moment for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think that might have something to do with the allure. But either way, back to Black Panther. I'm happy, especially with movies like Endgame and some of your Captain America, or even Iron Man, like the original Iron Man in 2008. That kicked off the MCU and what we know today. But I'm glad people recognize there was no bigger impact of Black Panther.
For sure. For those of you watching, just consider this. This is going to be a Rachel deadpan episode. If I ain't seen it or don't know,
man, Rachel just here for the ride. Rachel,
just anticipate.
I should have said this at the beginning. I just threw this idea, Rachel, and say, hey, you want to just sit here and listen to me talk about movies and maybe chime in? She was like, cool. I'm like, you could take. I'm like, if you need a break, just tell me. Like, you don't have to, but if you want to. And that's how we got here. So Rachel was literally just here because that's my dog. And I was like, I just want to talk movies with someone. Here we are. So you've seen 3 though, but you've seen 3 of these movies so far. You've seen Superbad.
Yep.
You've seen Black Panther, and you've seen Gravity. So I'm actually
2 out of 3 in theaters.
And we doing pretty good, Rachel. We doing pretty good. I ain't mad at it. Shout out to Black Panther. Like I said, I'm just glad that they knew that was the one because it changed. It was. I missed that time. I missed that time when Black Panther came out.
I'm anxious to see what they do with the anticipated third.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
So I'm sure you've heard the online buzz about Damson Idris, potentially being the new T'Challa and the new Black Panther. I want to know your thoughts on that because I have felt that the perfect Black Panther would be Aldous Hodge.
Yes.
I think
Okay.
Aldous Hodge would be a phenomenal Black Panther, and I love Damson Idris. Go check out F1 in theaters. I think he's a movie star. I think he's a phenomenal actor. But for some reason, I can't get Aldous Hodge out of my head for Black Panther.
Okay. In multifold, to be transparent, I didn't watch Snowfall.
Okay.
So I'm not super familiar with Damson's game.
Okay. Incredible actor.
Sure. I know that they were lauding him as potentially the next Denzel. Sure. I don't know. I don't believe that about anybody.
Why do we always got to start? Why we got to start at the legends?
Exactly. So I have that with the tiniest grain of Lowry's. So I don't know. Howsoever, and I'm gonna say something. I don't want it. I'm gonna say something off mic. Remind me when we come back to this.
Okay.
But Aldous Hodge is a giant. He does not get all that he deserves, acclaim wise, even role wise. But I think if you put him on that silver screen as new T'Challa, he will turn the fuck up. And I believe he is also from South Carolina, like the late Chadwick Boseman, and I would like to see them continue with that Carolinian legacy. Okay,
that makes sense. One of my favorite actors, like seriously, and not just like under the radar actor, because he's been doing this since he was a teenager. Like he was in Big Mama's house as a side role. Him and his brother.
And I didn't know that until maybe we talked about it on here, because my True Life first introduction was Underground, which was a show on FX produced by John Legend, starring he and Journey Smollett as slaves. Phenomenal performance. Ended way too early. Should have gotten another season.
Yep. And obviously One Night in Miami, we talked about that on the pod. I first met him on Friday Night Lights. I've spoken of my affinity of that show.
The show, not the movie.
Yeah, the show. He played a very, maybe a 2 or 3 episode arc of a quarterback that was a refugee from Katrina. Who ended up in Texas and one of your athletic Black quarterbacks and needed a place to go. And highly touted. So yeah, man, Ray Voodoo Tatum. That's where I met him and knew who he was and followed him ever since. Because he did.
How was his accent?
Nah, he ain't have it down. That's a young guy. He's been around so long. I don't know if people think he's like older. He's our age.
He's our age, yeah.
He's our age. And that would have been him being 19, 20. I don't know if he had the chops yet to get the accent. I think today, if he had to do the accent, he would body it.
He could do it, but also shout out to New Orleans. I need to write a love letter to New Orleans. It's a hard accent.
It is. What's
It's
the more
to get it right, and especially the difference between wards, because they do differ a little bit. And then difference in races. You know, a Black person from New Orleans does not sound like a white person from New Orleans.
Facts.
So shout out to one of my favorite cities in the world.
I think I might know your answer, but I gotta ask you: the more distinct accent, New Orleans, Baltimore.
They're both very distinct.
Yeah, because you recognize both of them as soon as you hear.
Both of them as soon as they open their mouths.
I think you said the key thing. New Orleans is harder to imitate.
Yeah.
I couldn't do a New Orleans accent to save my life. I might be able to do a do.
He might be able to do what?
Do.
Shout out to Baltimore. Yeah, the issue is also a New Orleans accent, no matter how gritty is, this might be just my bias, but it's beautiful.
It is.
I think it rolls off the tongue more, and something about that Baltimore accent is harsh.
That's fair. That's fair.
Um,
That's a great point.
I have to find this video. There is a linguist who broke down specifically Black accents throughout the South and the Northeast, post colonization and the like. And it breaks down also not just the Black people, but where the white colonizers, where they infiltrated, which parts of the colonial USA, and then obviously moving out southwest to New Orleans and Texas and this and the third. Why the accents sound different, because it's also they who taught
Yeah.
English there. It's their accent coupled with the sounds of the towns and the cities. So I'll send you that video once I find
Please
it.
do.
Beautiful.
Please do. I love stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fascinating. Accents always fascinating. It's like, how do you talk like that? How are you born in UK but you have an accent? Like, there's nothing other than you just learning it and hearing it. Like, that's the only thing. So it's always just fascinating to me. We speak the same language. Why we sound? You know what I mean?
That's one of my favorite things, because I'm committed to the South now.
Facts. Yeah, you a Southern Belle.
I'm a Southern Belle. I'm a Southern Belle. One of my favorite things is hearing little country ass kids.
That's one thing I haven't done in a long time.
Oh my God, it's the best thing ever. But again, you're speaking what you hear.
Yeah.
Just imagine, we're talking about movies. Think about, what's that movie with Lizzie Lohan? Parent Trap.
How about say Parent Trap? Yeah.
One Daughter in London. All you're hearing is your mother and family speak. Same womb, same everything. And then this other one out in California sounding very coastal, because you hear your father. All you do is pick up what you hear. What you hear is how you speak.
You know what? Now I wonder if my niece is going to have a Baltimore accent.
Oh, for sure.
Her parents don't, so
But
she won't get it at home. But school, everywhere else, she going to hear it.
It'll probably ease, and she'll be able to probably easier go between or turn it off, because your most prominent for her foundational years will be the voices of her parents.
Yeah.
Howsoever, as she matriculates, you pick up what you're hearing. Because I think we've talked about it here. My parents have told me, you starting to sound country. Like you I don't hear it, but my family, who is used to me sounding a particular way, like, no, we hear a tinge of a draw versus a very bourgeoisie English.
Listen, not only do we discuss films, you can get a linguistics.
For sure. This is a culture garden, people.
It's culture garden for a reason. Absolutely. We'll follow up. Please send that video.
I will find it. I'm going to look for it when we get off.
All right. Let's go through the last five. All right. Last five of this first 10. Number 95 is a film directed by Joachim Trier, if I'm saying his name correctly, his or her. The Worst Person in the World.
Never.
Another. Yeah. So it's filmed or based out of Norway. Accent has subtitles in the movie, so it already comes with the subtitles. Now, it's number 95. I will say this is the movie that kind of sparked my interest.
Okay.
Because I think you have a good movie when you are inquiring about what these people are like. What's next? Like, what's happening? What's going on? It follows this main character. Her name's Julie. For the course of 4 years, but it doesn't feel like it like year by year. You just know you're in a 4-year time span. And she is unapologetically choosing things that work best for her. And when you do that, you're bound to be a villain in someone's story at some point. And there's just these multiple instances where she's dating and jumping from guy to guy, and then finally meets a guy that she likes, and then realizes one day as she's crashing this party, this wedding, there's another guy that she meets, and they're both in relationships, and they decide, hey, I don't cheat. But what happens from there is some of the most intimate cheating without being physical that takes place, right? Like you can really think about like I don't cheat, and you're thinking about the physical form, but there's a moment, and this is gonna sound crazy, but there's a moment where at this random wedding reception, he's in the bathroom, using the bathroom, like taking a piss. She does one right after it. He's sitting on the bathtub and they're staring at each other while she's on the toilet. And I thought about it, and it's not graphic or anything like that. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because like there's people who've probably been together for some years who have never done that, or just sat there and sat down and had a conversation while one was on or handling their business.
Yeah.
And you're sharing all these intimate, detailed secrets and moments, and I'm like, yo, that's cheating, my nigga. Like I might be more upset about all this than I am you getting some.
For sure. It's real intimate when it's number two. Y'all both in there.
Yeah. That's a whole another level. But they end the night by they don't kiss. There's nothing that happens like that. They don't even exchange information. It's more so, hey, it's better if we just let this.
I can never see you again.
Yeah, I can never see you again. We had our moment. Well, fast forward. One day she's at work. Here he walks in with his girl, knowing they shared that moment. But as they leave, he comes back in saying, hey, I told her I left my sunglasses in here. I ain't really stopped thinking about you ever since that night. What's up? But then you get a little bit, the way the story's told, you get a little bit of what's been going on in his life and what led to that moment. It's just very interesting storytelling. It makes you question. It makes you realize that, and we already know this, but every action has a reaction. Every choice means something. And, there's talks about motherhood. Do I want to be a mother and what that looks like? And it's just a really well-told story. Really close to being a Rachel Wreck. Like I would tell you to watch this, but it's not going to curl all the way over. It's interesting. It's fascinating, but I don't know if you'd be like, I
might check it out.
You might check it out. Yeah, I'm not telling you to run and check it out, but I enjoyed it. It was mainly because I knew I probably would have never watched that movie if it wasn't for this list. So it was one of those hidden gems. Like, oh, I actually enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the storytelling. It's like a dramedy in a sense. Number 94, Steven Spielberg. Once again, a legend, but only one movie on this list. Doesn't make sense. Minority Report.
Okay, seen it.
You've seen Minority Report. Film noir, futuristic, sci-fi, Tom Cruise, which I feel like everybody has a movie star who just doesn't do it for them. The longest Tom Cruise was just that person for me. Recently, I might say I'm a Tom Cruise fan. Maybe.
It's some of the things. I'm sorry, I just drifted a little bit. So The Color Purple is not on this list.
The new one, no.
I mean the old one.
No, this is only from 2000. So this is only 25 years. Yeah, not top 100 all time.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Only top one. Yeah, come on. We wouldn't even do this list. We wouldn't even acknowledge it if classes like that weren't on. But Minority Report was number 94. If you've seen it, It's cool. Like, is it a top 100 movie? I don't know. I watched Training Day before I watched Minority Report.
For sure.
Like, you know what I mean? Once again, Training Day not being on here. American Gangster, don't get me started. But I don't even think this is Spielberg's best film of the past 25 years. I would put Catch Me If You Can over this.
Okay.
With Leo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks. Yeah, like it's a little long and it's not a movie that you watch all the time, but it's a really good movie. And I would watch that maybe over Minority Report. Minority Report was cool for the time, but as technology has advanced, I don't think we realized, as a matter of fact, I know we didn't realize how far we can go with technology until the iPhone came out. Like technology, we're not supposed to have all this shit that we got. The iPhone kind of just cracked the code and it sped everything up. So stuff like that would have worked in 2002, but now when you watch it in 2025, you appreciate it. It's good, but it's also like whatever. It is what it is. I'm cool with it not being on here. I'm cool with people loving it. Whatever. Shout out to Tom Cruise and Steven Spielberg. Number 93, another film which I would say don't understand why it's on here, And if it was on here, it should be 199.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen Michael Clayton?
Who?
Michael Clayton with George
That's
Clooney?
good. No.
Okay. It's cool.
Okay.
I get it. It's every moment, every now and then you got that movie star who plays the attorney or that kind of role that he's a fixer in this movie. And there's a case that they're defending and they know these people are guilty. The secrets start coming out. We've seen this movie 100 times, right?
Okay.
This didn't do anything special to make those other movies forgettable. It is what it is. It's cool. Shout out to George Clooney. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm a big Clooney fan. But top 100 of the past 25 years, stop playing with me. Come on. Once again, Training Day. What'd you say?
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, I remember it when it came out. It came out in 2007, I believe. Training Day would be my barometer. So I know Training Day is not the most loved movie, but I also think that it could be in the top 100 of the past 25
For
years.
sure. For sure. Especially
one Best Actor.
Impact. Yeah.
Yeah, so if I'm using that as a movie 100, I'm watching that over Michael Clayton.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no questions about it. So watch it if you want to. It's got some twists and turns, but you're not going to be writing home about it. You're not going to be texting the group chat talking about, hey, watch Michael Clayton this weekend, y'all. Like, it's cool, but it is what it is. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I said it. That's directed by Tony Gilroy. Okay. We got two more, Rachel. Number 92. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm shocked that it's at 92. I thought this was gonna be much higher. It won Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Lead actor won Best Actor in the Academy Awards. Matter of fact, the first Best Picture winner of the century, Gladiator.
Gladiator, seen it at home.
Gladiator is number 92. What, it prepped for Gladiator 2?
I actually saw it after seeing Gladiator 2 because remember, I kept saying how much I loved Gladiator 2. And you was like, have you seen 1? I said no.
Yeah. And that makes sense because low-key same movie.
It's same, but low-key I still like 2 better. Okay.
I can understand that. I really don't have a ton to say other than what I already said. I'm just surprised that it's at this low.
Yeah. Shout out to Gerard.
Say what?
Shout out to Gerard and them.
Yeah, shout out to Gerard. That's not Gladiator though. That's 300.
Just kidding.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Shout out to you, man. That's why you here.
Who was the Gladiator? That's not Gerard Butler.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, Russell Crowe. But 300, same shit. I get it. Same outfits. Same white dude, same beard. I get it. Same sword, same shield. All right. Gladiator was directed by the legend Ridley Scott. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, like 50s, 40s, 60s, there were a lot of these type of movies. Mm-hmm. Then they just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
This was a revival of it. I ain't gonna hold y'all. People love Gladiator. Like, I know a lot of people that say Gladiator is their favorite movie, and I kind of just like, I like it. It's good. I get it. I think it might be I don't want to say a little overrated because I understand the hype, but it's not as good as other people experience it. Not to me. To me, I like it. I enjoy it. I acknowledge the fact that it shouldn't be 92. It should be much higher than this, just because of how much people love it. But I don't think it's the best thing ever. I will say Joaquin Phoenix was acting his ass off, and I just saw this movie called Eddington in the theaters. Mm-hmm. Weird movie, but Joaquin Phoenix was acting his ass off. That motherfucker is an actor.
I love Joaquin.
Joaquin, hey, actor.
Who's he related to?
He was related to his brother. I know his brother passed. I don't know who else he related to.
Oh, I don't want to say it then. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I got you. Either way, I get it. Great for the genre. We got a sequel 20-some years later. Incredible film. But it's also one of those, if you ain't into that, if you ain't into like movies like Troy or kind of those ancient, what's that one film? What's that one show that came on Stars? Spartacus. Not into that stuff, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
But Gladiator is very good, and it should be at least at least in the 40s. Like I said, it won Best Picture at the Oscars.
Yeah.
So it's just not for me. But I do acknowledge its greatness. I own it. And I'll watch it again, so it's not all that. The last movie, number 91, to close out this episode. It's a movie called Fish Tank. Another foreign film. Takes place in the UK, over the pond, in the UK. Directed by Andrea Arnold.
Oh, a woman.
Yeah. I think our first woman director. Came out in 2010. The lead actor, she had never acted before. She actually got cast for the role because the director saw her arguing with her boyfriend at the train station. And you know what? You would fit the character that I got.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about this movie.
You do.
But it's also very. I do, but I don't. Like when you're watching it, you want to talk about it. All right, here's the best way to say this. It's a movie you want to be with someone so you can kind of say out loud the things you're thinking. I don't want to sit down in our format and talk about a movie like this.
Got it.
It's a coming of age story about a young girl. She's 15. Like I said, over in UK. Mama ain't shit. Little sister bad as shit.
Is that me?
Yeah, man. This low key might be like White Precious.
Oh,
Except for old girl ain't precious though. She old girl ain't like she. Yeah. Also, I don't know if the director had a fascination with Black culture, or they were just trying to show. Because, like I said, this is a UK film, so they're not like fitting to these molds that we have over in the state. Here's what I mean by that. So the girl, she wants to be a hip hop dancer, and she studies a lot of the hip hop dance. And there's Black music kind of throughout the film. And it's weird to see it because it doesn't fit the aesthetics, but it also lets you know how long and how far the reach of hip hop goes. Mm-hmm. So she's doing like a practice dance to say hello to the bad guy. Now it's not throughout the film, but it's sprinkled here and there to the point like you got Nas in this motherfucker. Like y'all playing Nas, 94 Nas. Like you know what I mean? So the face you make, and I get it, but it's not bad. It's more so, and also there's a moment, and this has Michael Fassbender. Big fan of
Shout out to the agency.
Shout out to the agency. Shout out to We Got Y'all. There's a moment when she's doing her dance. This is when they first meet, and I'll kind of explain the movie and what it is. He says, "You dance like a Black." And then he looked at her and said, "I meant that as a compliment." This
is a white girl.
Yeah, this is a white girl. It's a white girl. 100%. 100%. Right? That threw me off. All right? All the stuff, it's just interesting to see. But the story itself, got this 15-year-old with Rachel out. Rachel said, "Fuck this." Hear me out, though.
I'm listening.
15-year-old, mama ain't shit, sister bad. She got a bad environment.
Mm-hmm.
Picking fights. You can tell she doesn't have any kind of attention. Nobody's looking after her. One day, her mom brings a boyfriend home. Michael Fassbender's character. She starts being seen. Right, or like just somebody like here's where we're going, Rachel. I made the same face. So the movie makes you think like, oh, here's a good, like influential person, steer things, because she starts learning things and caring about things, right? It's like almost like she has a family structure, something she wasn't used to. Mom starts cooking, cleaning, all this stuff. It feels like a family and all the stuff that she was missing. But then you ever watch something and you start thinking to yourself, I hope what I think don't happen. I hope what I think is about to happen doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. And every single time I thought that while watching this movie, it happened.
Of course.
It happened. And they teased it. And then it actually happened. And it's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I would like to talk to the director about, I don't want to say what they were trying to say because they clearly said it.
Yeah.
It was a roller coaster of emotions when you're trying to figure out who this guy is. And one moment he's like good and sweet, and the next minute you're like, oh, this nigga is exactly what you would expect. Now I want to say expect, that's not fair. But exactly, if you had a fear of bringing home a man to your teenage daughters, he portrayed that. And it was very, what I'm saying sounds real fucked up, right? And it is fucked up. But the reason I'm looking at it is they did a good job of telling things from her perspective, or letting you see things from her perspective, and realize how fucked up of a life some people have.
Okay.
And that's the biggest takeaway. Like, there's always, I said it earlier, there's always a cause and effect.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me realize that when people are the way they are, 15, 16, 17, there's always a story behind it.
For sure.
And the thing that was heartbreaking about her story is she didn't, of course, she's 15. You don't know who you are, but
Mm-hmm.
you're experiencing all these things, and you think about the trust that, how naive someone that age is, and you put it in this person, and you lashing out at the same time, and it turns out this nigga got a whole family. Like, she breaks it. Like, it's a whole lot of stuff going on, and it's not about them. It's about her. I want to make sure that's clear. The movie's about her, but it's also about the deception, the trust, the fucked up life that some people live.
For sure. Bless that.
Yeah, it's the last movie I watched, and there's a story there. I just don't know if you listen off that description, you're never gonna watch it. But it is it's definitely a one and done.
Got it.
Maybe two. It's like I said, I found myself talking out loud while watching.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said it'd be nice to have somebody with you, but it also could be very triggering because 15 years old.
Got it.
You get what I'm saying? So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's it. That's the list. It was cool. I enjoyed it. I understand why it's 91 through 100. Some of them could have been taken out. Some of them deserve. I'm interested to see how this goes as we move along.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to read the readers' top 100. I started with Endgame at 100.
Mm-hmm.
Midsummer? I've never seen that.
Midsummer.
That's
Mm-hmm.
Midsummer. 98, The Holdovers, my shit.
Not
Rachel?
mine. Never have to see it again.
Rachel out here wilding. The Holdovers was 98. The Lighthouse, 97. Never heard of it. 96 was Howl's Moving Castle. Looks like an anime film. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
95. It actually did make the list. So I won't read that. We'll get there. 94 made the list. 93 did not make the list. Killers of the Flower Moon. Still haven't seen it.
Actually, very good. Long, but good.
I heard it was long. That's probably why I haven't seen it. 92, The Incredibles. Really good movie.
The Incredibles.
And 91, now that I'm thinking about it, a film that should be on this top 100 list, Knives Out. Knives Out is not on this list.
I love Knives Out. Both of them.
A lot of people love Knives Out, and it's not on this list, but it made 91 in the viewer list. So
shout out to the readers.
Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, Rachel. That's all I got. I just wanted to talk about some movies and my experience watching some of these new films. I don't know if it made you want to watch any, not you personally, Rachel, but the listeners out there. I don't know if it made you want to go out there and watch them. None of these 10 other than Black Panther or a Rachel recommendation. I don't think I would ask her to watch any of these films. Maybe next episode, when we do 91 through 80, or what is it? Yeah, 90 through 81. Mm-hmm. We do those. Hopefully there's a movie or two that I can say, Rachel, you'll love this.
Okay.
But until then,
we'll
here
see.
we are. So if you love film, love talking about film, love hearing us talk about nonsense, continue to tune in. We'll be back in 2 weeks with our next batch of movies. We'll be back next week with a Rachel's pick. We'll talk about whatever she wants to talk about.
I gotta make something good happen. It's gotta be something good.
We gotta
No
figure
pressure.
it out. Yeah, but that's it. So we appreciate y'all. We try to get y'all in an hour or less for these episodes.
Sure.
And we out. So we'll catch y'all next time. We got y'all. We got y'all. It's
coming. Sorry, Kyron told y'all I've been on break. I've been on tour.
Right.
I've been traveling. I needed a mental break. We thought we had so many plans, and then the days came, and I just didn't have it in me. So we'll be back very, very, very soon.
And I did not complain.
Yeah,
have it in me either. So here we are. But we got y'all. We'll be back soon. Other than that, we appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, share. We'll catch y'all next week. Y'all be cool. How y'all be cool.
Peace. to you.
We
Shout
out,
out
y'all.
to all of us.
Peace.